There is someone in your life you think about often, but almost never with kindness. It's not a friend, not a stranger on the internet. It's you, an older version of you, the one who made that decision, the one who stayed too long, the one who walked away too fast, the one who said the wrong thing, trusted the wrong person, believed the wrong promise. We talk a lot about loving ourselves, but what we often mean is, I will love the future me who has already fixed everything. The harder question is, can you be kind to the person you used to be, the one who didn't know what you know now? Think for a moment about a version of you that you are ashamed of. Maybe it's the 20-something who ignored all the red flags because being chosen felt better than being safe. Maybe it's the you who wasted money, time, energy on things or people that now seem obviously wrong. Notice how you usually talk to that version of yourself in your head. Stupid. Blind. How could you not see? If only I had listened. Imagine speaking to a child with that same tone. Would they learn? Or would they just hide? Your past self is, in many ways, a younger you who did not have your current wisdom, strength, or information. Yet you punish them for not being who you are now. Here is something we forget. You did not wake up one day with the clarity you have today. You earned it through experience, through mistakes, through pain, through trial and error. The decisions you regret were part of the road that brought you to this understanding. That doesn't mean the harm was okay. That doesn't mean you have to like what happened. But it does mean you can stop acting as if your past self had access to a future they had not lived yet. They didn't know what would happen. You do, now. And that is why it feels so obvious. We often say, if I could go back, I'd do everything differently. Maybe, but also, maybe not. If you went back with the exact same fears, the same upbringing, the same pressure, the same loneliness, the same need to be loved, would you really choose completely differently? Your past self was not your enemy. They were trying to keep you alive in the only way they knew. There is a small practice you can try. Pick one age, one season of your life that still feels heavy. Close your eyes and picture yourself at that time, how you dressed, how you spoke, where you used to sit, what kept you awake at night. Then imagine sitting beside that version of you, not as judge, but as witness. Instead of asking, how could you? Ask, what were you going through? Listen, maybe they will say, I was terrified of disappointing everyone. I was just so lonely. I thought this was love. I didn't know I had other options. Once you hear that, it becomes harder to only see them as a villain in your story. They become what they always were, a younger, less equipped you, trying to survive. Being kind to your past self also means letting them evolve in your memory. You don't have to keep them stuck in the worst 5 minutes of their life. Yes, maybe you lied once, but were you only a liar? Yes, maybe you hurt someone, but were you only a villain? Alongside the hurt, were there also moments you tried to care, to help, to love with the limited tools you had? Your story is not one scene. You are allowed to hold complexity. I caused harm, and I was hurting too. I made bad choices, and I was learning. This is not about excusing everything. It is about refusing to flatten yourself into caricature. There is another layer to this kindness. Your past self is not just someone to forgive, they are also someone to thank. They carried you through years you did not think you would survive. There were mornings they got out of bed when it would have been easier not to. There were decisions they made to leave, to stay, to speak, to seek help that were imperfect, but brave for who they were at that time. You are standing where you are now because they kept walking, even when they walked badly. So maybe, at some point, you look at an old photo of yourself and say, I'm angry for what you didn't know, but I'm also grateful you kept going with what you had. Thank you for walking back through some old rooms with me today. If you can, choose one age or one version of yourself and write them a short note. Not to excuse everything, but to say, I see why you did what you did. I'm going to take it from here with more care. In another episode, we'll explore small joys as survival, how tiny, ordinary pleasures are not silly distractions, but anchors that help you stay when life feels heavy. Until then, may your memories become softer around the edges, and may you learn to hold the person you were with the same gentleness you are trying to offer the person you are becoming.